Okay, so today we're just going to go over, first of all, how many of you guys have read GoPro? Raise your hands. Okay, awesome. This is an awesome book. If you haven't, it's by Eric Worre, W-O-R-R-E. And it's the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. So I'm just going to go over a few things, and the first that I'm going to start with is the 8 steps to become, or to inviting somebody to your opportunity. So this would be if you, if you met somebody and you wanted to share the opportunity with them to go over the party pad or anything like that. So the first one is to be in a hurry, to compliment the prospect, make the invitation, if I, would you. Confirmation 1, to get the time. Confirmation number 2, confirm the time commitment. Confirmation 3 is schedule that next call, and then to get off the phone. So what that means is that, I'm going to kind of show you some examples here, but basically when you're talking to somebody, you don't want to make it seem like you have all the time in the world, because we're busy. You know, we're networking professionals and we want to do it quick. We want to talk to as many people as we can, and we don't want it to consume our whole day. Like a lot of the leaders have said, you don't want your whole day to be consumed of constantly having to talk to somebody all day long about the same thing. So this is I'm going to give you some examples, and I made them large enough, so let me know if you guys cannot read them. Can you guys see it okay? Okay, so there's 3 different ways. There's the direct approach, the indirect approach, and then the cold market messaging. So the first one is the direct approach. So it would sound like this. Hey, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reached you. Listen, you're one of my most financially intelligent people I know, and I've always respected that about you. When you told me you really didn't like your job, were you serious, or are you just kidding around? And this is for somebody who it doesn't like their job. So it's somebody who says that they don't like their job. So this is the approach that you do. So of course they'd say, yeah, I was serious. So you'd say, great, I think I found a way for you to create an exit strategy. I always say I have a video. We don't have CDs, so I always say video that describes what I'm talking about better than I can. If I gave you that link, would you watch it? And they say yes. And what I'm talking about is the Cami Dempsey Party Pad. How many of you use that as a tool for potentials? Okay, so not a lot of you. So this is what I do. Sometimes it just depends. I've started making my own videos now that I send them, but when you first start out, you're kind of nervous and you don't want to make your own video. So Cami Dempsey had created a party pad video 2 years ago. And if you just go to YouTube, you can find the Cami Dempsey Party Pad presentation. And it's a 3-minute video, and it just talks about the products, and then it talks about the opportunities. So that's what I always send my potentials. If you have enough courage and you've made your own video, then send that to them, because it's more personable and it's you talking to them. So then they say yes. Then you say, when do you think you could watch it? For sure. They say Tuesday. So if I called you on Wednesday morning, you'll have reviewed it, right? And they say yes, so there's your confirmation. All right, I'll check back with you then. What's the best number and time for me to call? They give you that information. Now, if you guys are talking to somebody who you know relatively well, you're not going to say, what's the best number, because it's, somebody that you know. So you just have to kind of go with whatever is comfortable. All right, so I'll check back with you. Oh, all right, so got it. We'll talk then. Gotta run, thanks. So that's you being in a hurry. So does that kind of make sense, how I went? Okay, so this next one is actually going to be, I wrote it down so that I won't forget. So this one is the indirect approach for a good friend. So this is somebody that you talk to on a daily basis, somebody that is a friend of yours. Hey, I'm running out the door real quick, but I need to talk to you real quick. Do you have a second? Great, listen, you've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. You can even use this for a family too, but I just started a new business and I'm really nervous. Obviously, if they know that you are doing it works, you don't need to say that. So don't feel like you have to use these scripts verbatim. Just kind of go with what the conversation is going on. So I just started a new business and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you? And they, of course, say yes. Great. If I gave you a video, again, I send that video or my video, that laid out the information in a professional way, would you watch it? They say yes. This is when I put in, it's about 3 minutes long. When do you think you could watch it for sure? So again, you're getting that confirmation from them. They say Thursday. So you make sure when they say Thursday that you're actually writing this down in your notebook. And I know we talked so much about follow-up today, but it's so important that if you say you're going to follow up like Pam said, you have to follow up. Because if you don't, then I'll follow up with them. You know, like that's how this is if you don't do it, one of us is going to. So if I called you Friday morning, you'll have watched it for sure, right? Fantastic. What's the best number and time for me to call? They give you the information. Great, we'll talk then, gotta run, thanks. So it's super quick and short to the point, or quick to the point. You don't have to do this again verbatim, but it just kind of gives you an outline. And I started doing this, I don't know, was it 2 years ago probably? And it makes such a difference in your follow-ups, in your conversations with potentials. And it's easier to seal the deal if you don't reinvent the wheel. If you do what these things are telling you to do, it's a network professional book. They tell you how to do it. So the last one is going to be cold market direct approach. So this would be for somebody, we go out to eat a lot. I like to go out to eat because I'm a horrible cook and I don't like to cook. So we go out to eat a lot, so I always use that as an opportunity that if I'm going to spend money, I'm going to make money. So I always blitz anytime in any situation that I'm spending money. So if we go out to eat, that waitress is always going to get a blitz card. When I first started, I always put the stealth blitzing, where you put the blitz card in the little thing that you put your money in when you pay. But I remember after I did this, we went to that restaurant Crave, and I tried this on our server. And so I would use it as like for a server or a cashier or somebody that you have really good customer, that they had really good customer service with you, that was really friendly. So I met this girl at Crave, and she had an awesome personality. She was so great. She tried to upsell me on, you know, a margarita instead of a soda and an appetizer and all of that stuff, just like we do. We offer them products, packages. So this would be an opportunity for you to do for somebody that you've blitzed, you know, a server or something like that. So now isn't the time to get into this, and I have to go, but you're super sharp. You don't have to say that, but I happen to be looking for some sharp people. Do you plan on doing what you're doing for the rest of your career? They say no. Good, I have something that interests you. Now isn't the time to get into it, but I have a video that explains it all in great detail. If I gave it to you, would you watch it? They say yes. When do you think you could watch it for sure? They say Sunday. And then I say, so if I called you on Monday, you all watched it for sure, right? They say yes. All right, I'll check back with you then. What's the best number and time for me to call? They give you the information. Okay, here it is. Thanks again for the excellent service, and I'll talk to you soon. So for something like this is if you blitz somebody and you're out and you're talking to somebody. For me, I had asked her about the opportunity, and I always get them on Facebook. Always, no matter what. I might not necessarily give them a blitz card, but I know that, like Crystal had mentioned, if you can get them on Facebook, they can see that you're a real person, that you have a family, that you're, you know, a mom and that kind of stuff. And so what I usually do is in that situation, I said, hey, I just want to ask you real quick, I had asked her, I told her she had a great personality. She's like, thanks. I'm like, how long have you been doing this? And she said 3 years, and she said, but I just had my baby. And then a light bulb went off. I'm like, okay, well, she could use the opportunity and the products. And so I said, well, I just want to give you my business card. And sometimes we carry the business cards, not the blitz cards. And I said, I just want to give you my business card and grab your number. Maybe we could chat sometime. I have an awesome opportunity that I think you do really well at. And that was it. And then she left and brought her food back. And I said, what days do you have off? So I'm getting that time commitment from her when she had off. And she said Saturday. And I said, okay, well, I have your number. Do you mind if I give you a call on Sunday and we can just chat if I send you this little video about what I do? And she's like, sure. And honestly, like that girl, I keep thinking of that girl from Crave because I followed up with her a lot, probably more than 12 times. And she finally just told me no. She just said, nope, I'm not interested. But I still think about that lady because she had a great personality. So if you have somebody who is really on your heart and you get like can't stop thinking about, you need to keep following up with them or go back to that situation and make sure that they know what you do and connect with them. Because the chances are if they're on your heart and you haven't done this and you try this presentation to them without it being a presentation and you just practice it, you're going to be able to close the deal easier because you've tried it with other people. So I still think about that girl all the time. She didn't sign with me, but I still have her number if my phone is Crave Lady, so maybe I'll call her. Okay, so I had a few more notes I wanted to, how are we doing time?
You have 5 minutes.
Okay. So in terms of the script, like I just said, those scripts right there, it's best if you can get the basic concept of it. So like I said, You don't need to use that verbatim of exactly what they said, but if you can at least let your prospects know that you're in a hurry and that you want to invite them to an opportunity or invite them to look at a video or whatever the case is. Even if you guys have a one-on-one with somebody, you can still meet them at Caribou. I do that all the time, where I send them a link, or maybe I don't even talk about the video, and I say, what could we meet at Caribou? And then I just talk about the opportunity. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to send them a link for them to watch. It just means that you have to set up that time and then have them commit to that time and then meet with them and then present the opportunity. And like Lori had said, if you haven't practiced the party pad before, I highly recommend it, because if you don't have it down and you go to try to present to somebody, you're going to look kind of silly because you're going to go, I don't even know, what it is. And you can read right off the party pad, but sometimes if you haven't even practiced it, you're not going to even know what it says. And same thing goes with these. With these 8 steps, I think it's really important that you practice them, because when you do try this on somebody, if you guys try it, I mean, share that with your teams. Tell us what you found out with it, because I know when I started doing it, it worked so awesome, and I felt like I was able to close the deal so much more, and now it's just second nature. It's just my normal how I talk to people. So the last thing is telling your story. So it's so important. I know last year we talked about, Crystal talked about this, about how it's important to have a story, so that when you talk to somebody and they ask what you do, you have something to say back in return. So the 4 things on telling your story are your background, the things you didn't like about your background, what you found, and how you feel about the future. So my story would sound something like, you know, my husband and I have 4 children. When my first daughter was born, we both worked crazy shifts. I worked 3 to midnight. My husband worked 7 to 3, so we never saw each other. I never got to put her to bed, and I didn't like it because I missed a lot of that time with her. But what I found is this amazing opportunity, and you don't need to tell them what it even is if you don't feel comfortable. But I found this amazing opportunity that has allowed me to have 3 more children since then. I'm able to be home with them full time. We're able to put them in fun activities, and I've met the most amazing people while doing it. And I'm just so excited for what we're showing our kids and how to dream again and all the people's lives that we can change. So it's just as simple as that. It's not real long. I think there was a 30-second, 3-minute, and 30-minute story. So you can have those down, but when you're meeting with a potential or talking to somebody at the gym, you don't want to tell them a lot. You want to just give them a little bit, so they ask, well, what's that opportunity? And then you can say, well, what do you do? Or what's your story? And then you build that relationship, because you guys, this whole entire business is not rocket science. It's simply building relationships, and that's it. It's caring about what your potential customers want, potential distributors, and then helping them. And I think you've heard all leaders say, we're here to help people. And the people that aren't successful in this business are in it for the wrong reason, because they're not in it to help other people. They're in it for, maybe that real quick, they want to get in and then they get out. So if you practice this and you get comfortable with it and you understand how it's so simple and it's just building relationships, it kind of takes the worry out of you having to reinvent something and overcomplicate it. So I'm done. I'm good on time, right? Does anyone have questions about the story or the 8 steps? Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.